Welcome to His Boots, Her Heels, a podcast where we dive deep into the world of varying perspectives, including relationships, friendships, pop culture, and much more.
So lace up your boots,
Strap on your heels,
and get ready for the ride.
Welcome back to His Boots, Her Heels.
I'm Samantha.
I'm Brina.
And I'm Matthew.
And today we have a special guest from the podcast, Our Kitchen Table.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Addison. Welcome to His Boots, Her Heels.
Let's go!
All right, so today's podcast topic is red flags.
Oh, yeah.
Now, ChatGPT gave me a very interesting definition of it, but I want to.
What is it?
No.
Oh,
I want to hear your guys' definition.
Oh, okay. Putting us on the spot. I like it. Let's go.
Your math's definition first.
Oh,
Okay.
Putting me on the spot here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Matt,
let's
come
go.
on,
Give it.
Matt.
Okay. I think a red flag is something like a sign that you see in a relationship where something could give you an uneasy feeling or just makes you feel questioning if the relationship is the right relationship. Because obviously in a relationship you want to feel safe and loved and everything like that. And I feel red flags can obviously make you feel the opposite. So I feel like it's just kind of those triggers or feelings you get that something's not right in a relationship.
I think that's a solid definition.
Yeah, I don't think I can beat that.
I was like,
Yeah, I think it's
You guys agree?
Yeah, it's definitely something
Okay.
in a relationship that you see as a warning sign, something that can potentially harm the relationship,
Yeah.
and also that the person's not a match with you. It's a warning, it's a trigger to you that there is something going on, and this just is probably not going to work out.
I think that's the right word, trigger.
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think?
I definitely agree that it is a kind of trigger, but I would also like to add that some certain red flags are almost manipulating the person and making them feel less of a person.
Definitely warning sign, trigger,
Yeah.
manipulation.
Right.
Top three. I want to start with what is all of our number one red flag?
Oh, that's a very hard
What is
question.
on the top of the
Oh
list?
boy.
What kills you the most?
I would say my number one red flag, I have a lot of red flags actually, but my top would probably be when I'm talking about my interests or I'm doing a hobby of mine and it is brushed to the side. The person acts it's insignificant and my hobbies are seen as not important or stupid.
That's a very good one. Yeah.
Are you the kind of person that's really passionate with your hobbies and interests?
Yeah, and I can talk someone's ear off about certain things, and then when I go on and on about something that I'm interested in, and then it's kind of shut down, or the person isn't engaged in the conversation, that makes me feel less of a person, and I'm not appreciated.
Right.
And over time, it's demoralizing in a way.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh my God, I love all these words.
I know we're coming up with all these words. I love
These
it.
are good words. Yeah. Timita.
My turn. Oh, gosh. Okay. My number one red flag is when a person doesn't let you be around other people. They kind of shelter you.
Yeah, that's a very big
and
one.
they keep you for themselves.
Possessive.
Yes.
They don't think you should be hugging other people, touching other people, be around other people.
I hate that.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
yeah.
so.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've actually had that happen to me.
Can I kill him?
Yeah, do tell.
Slash his tires.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching this, who you are.
Oh, crap. Okay.
This is serious.
She's telling him it is. Let's go. Okay.
Guys, it's actually me.
Yeah, it's actually me.
Okay.
Brina, no.
Brina?
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's not you.
I'm going to put a ring on your finger. It's okay.
Oh, God. Okay. So, I was in a 3-year-long relationship, which is a lot, I know, in my high school years. And during that time, a lot of shit went down, I will say. I saw how he changed over the course of 3 years. Or not changed, how his true self came out.
His true
His
colors.
true colors came out over the course of 3 years. And within that span, there was a point where anytime I would hug my friends, he would say that was unacceptable. He would tell me that you shouldn't be hugging other people other than me. I'm the only person you're supposed to touch in that way.
So you can't hug your mama?
Oh, okay, that's family. That's a different story. He said anyone else but family is not okay. So when I was in musicals, because I was a really big theater girl in my high school years, when I would go after the shows and congratulate everyone, oh my gosh, we did it, we made it through the shows, or we finished, that was closing night, congratulations everyone, and we're going to thanking everyone, thanking the cast, and I would go up to people and he would kind of be there, because obviously he's my boyfriend, he's coming to support my shows. And I would say by my senior year, this got really bad. He was, no, you can't touch other people.
What about when you're actually doing the shows?
Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
Did he have a problem with that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
He started having problems with people touching me. And there was a show that I was in my junior year where, funny enough, I had 2 gay dads in the show as my parents, and they had to put their arms around me and everything like that. It was not romantic. It was a family thing.
Yeah.
Guys putting their arm around me, having a little bit of a problem, even if they're playing my father's. But then my senior year, I get in a little musical known as Susicle.
I did that too.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
I was the narrator for it, yeah.
I was Gertrude McFuzz.
Nice. Let's go.
Fizz.
McDonald's.
But anyways, so I was a bird, and she's the main love in.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You just
She has
said
to
I
say-
was a bird.
I was a bird.
And I was the main love interest to Horton the elephant. Yes, from Horton Hears a Who.
I love Horton Hears
The
a
one and
Who.
only.
We had a love interest.
In the musical,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. That was
So there was a scene at the end of the musical where they kiss, even though it's a kids' musical.
I was gonna ask that, like,
And
did you ever have to
yes.
kiss
Yeah,
anybody?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and well, thank God the actor had mono a month prior. So I used that as an excuse not to kiss him. But really, my boyfriend behind the scenes wanted me to email my director and tell him that I was not going to kiss this guy. And at the time, I was so afraid of making other people upset. And he kind of used that to manipulate me, as in, if you do this, you're going to make everything worse. You're making me upset. It played with me so badly. It was the part I wanted deep down inside, but I didn't want to be cast in it because I knew if I did, relationship problems were going to start. And when I told his mom about it, she's, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. This is amazing." When I told him, "What the fuck do you mean?
What?
Are you kidding me?
What is wrong with you? Why do you think this is acceptable? You're going to be in the love interest?" And I'm just kind of, "No, it's okay. We're not going to kiss. It's a children's musical." But my boyfriend didn't talk to me for a week after he saw the opening performance of it, and I was just putting my head on his shoulder. That was all I did. I did not kiss him in the musical, and he had a whole conniption fit. And that blew up.
That is a deep red flag.
Yes.
Yes, but I remember even in junior year, after musicals, I would go and hug someone. I had to do it in the dressing rooms. I had to hide it from him. He couldn't see me doing it. And now I think back, and now the relationship I'm in now, he does not care. He'll hug friends. I'll hug friends in front of him. He does not give a shit. And it's such a good feeling for someone not to hold me back from being close to other people. And I think that was really a problem in high school. I wasn't allowed to get close to other people. And that really sucked. And now I realize that was wrong, and he did not deserve me at all. And he was a piece of shit that I should have never dated.
I would literally wrap my arms around you and stare at
Just be
him.
like,
That's crazy.
exactly.
As you should, though.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So that's one of my major red flags. If someone holds you back from making connections with other people, get out of the relationship.
Totally.
Get out.
I feel that's a deal breaker kind of red flag.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be controlled in a relationship at all. So that's
And
definitely,
manipulation, gaslighting.
yeah, for sure. The worst stuff. Yeah.
And it's so sad because It happens to so many people.
It does.
Right.
It does.
Yeah, my experience is it's somewhat similar to that in the sense that I wasn't really allowed to talk to a lot of other people, specifically guys. My ex was very jealous. But there was one that really stood out that was just really weird was we were at a local roller rink and they have those couple skating
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
where you hold hands and you skate around the rink, and my ex was being difficult that night and he decided he didn't want to do it. And I was having a lot of fun and we were with his brother. So I grab his brother's hand and we start skating around together. My ex was pissed. He flipped.
That's
And
crazy.
he walks out, takes off his rollerblades and everything, and walks out of the roller rink.
Oh my God.
And I have to meet him outside, and I'm apologizing because at that time I apologized for everything. And he goes, "It was a couple skate. You're only supposed to do that with your significant other, blah, blah, blah. That's just weird." And I'm like, dude, it's your brother. He's my little brother. You weren't going to go skate with me, and I wanted to keep skating, so I don't know if I'm crazy, but that just... That one
No.
takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to skate with you, then
I mean, that's not your problem. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's so crazy.
It is what it is now.
Yeah.
that's over. Yeah,
It's
you're done
over.
with it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's over, and I'm in a loving, healthy relationship right now.
Me too.
Yes.
And that's what counts. That's what matters.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Exactly.
Well deserved.
I'm so lonely.
Yeah, I know exactly. And for us, it's probably for the two of us. Exactly.
The people who are in relationships that
Not
are
in
not.
relationships. Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Matt, what is your red flag?
Number one.
Oh boy, I've been thinking about this the whole time. It's so crazy. I have so many. But what? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think the one that I came up with, and I think I could attribute this to the most recent relationship that I was in. I got out of it a few months ago. I'm still kind of in the healing process of that relationship, kind of getting out of it and everything. So kind of still figuring out how to word things and everything like that. But I think the biggest thing is it's kind of going back to what you were saying about the hobbies and not being supportive and everything like that. There were instances, and what's so funny, a lot of times you talk about how soon do you think you should have seen these red flags or anything, or do you kind of tolerate them? And I kind of probably should have seen this beforehand, before we even started dating, because we were like best friends before we started dating for 2 years. But
So you had a friends to lovers.
a friends to lovers, yes, type of situation. But there were many instances, and it started out with this one situation where obviously we're all in college, but a lot of things that a lot of people that are our age do, I was kind of a late started to that kind of stuff. I started college a little bit later because I took a few gap years between high school and college. I'm just starting learning how to drive now, all that kind of stuff. And I was put in a position a lot of times where it was kind of, I was beneath that person. It was kind of, they were treating it as, oh, I'm better than you. And that was really hard to hear because I have gone through a lot of traumatic anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff, high school to beginning of college. And I really made a conscious decision to improve my life and really start making these strides to, I want to be able to accomplish these milestones and just really improve my life, because obviously when I was going through those hardships, it was really difficult. And then to have your significant other, when you think that's the person that's supposed to support you, be like, oh, well, you don't do this and you're this age, and you don't do this and you're this age, but I already do that, so I'm way ahead of you, all that kind of stuff. It really feels it's completely like undermining and kind of not validating the work that I've put in. And I think that was really difficult. And that actually happened before, I had said, before we started dating. And I remember we actually had a conversation one night, and it made me get emotional just because of how hard it was for me to hear. And in the moment, you kind of feel like, oh, you should be stronger and don't get the emotions get to you. But I just think hearing it was kind of like your mind going, oh, you're not good enough, that kind of thing in my mind. That's what I was hearing. And that was somebody, I said, we had been friends for a few years, and it's somebody I told so much to, where we shared so much together. And that happened before we started dating. That it was, oh, you're not at the same level as I am, all that kind of stuff. And then it continued while we were dating. It came up often, and I should have seen, I remind myself now, I should have seen it coming from that first interaction. But yeah, I think just not being supportive, but then also I think along with that, not being supportive of the journey your partner's on in life, because obviously we're all growing as humans.
Right.
No one's perfect. And I think a lot of times it was just in that situation, it was like, you have to be kind of at the same level as me. And if you're not, then we can't be together because that's not good for me. And you're kind of holding me back, that kind of stuff. And I think that was just very difficult.
And Matt, I can actually relate to you with that. You said that they were kind of holding you back in terms of they were telling you that with your age, you're behind in a sense. With speaking again about my ex, he would constantly say that at the time I didn't have a driver's license, and that I was kind of behind everyone at that time. High school or senior year, we all have driver's license. We're all driving on the road.
Yeah.
And he would constantly say to me, "Why don't you have your driver's license?
Yeah.
You should be doing this. You're so behind," and making me feel I'm behind when in reality I had so much going on. I was trying to focus on the present, and I wasn't ready to go out on the road, and that's okay.
Exactly.
Things take time.
Totally.
And you need to know that everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own path that they're on, and you can't rush that.
Exactly.
And that's what's important. So I'm really sorry that
No,
you
it's
went through
okay.
that. It's the worst feeling in the world.
It definitely is. And then I think kind of just going back to what I was saying, I think in that moment when I was hearing it for the first time, why it was so hurtful to me was because I knew how much work I put into my life to improve it. And I joined so many different things on campus, and I made all these friends, and I do all this stuff in school and everything like that, and off campus as well. And I just made all these improvements and real goals in my life. And then just to hear somebody be like, "Oh, you're not where you're supposed to be. I'm way ahead of you," all that kind of stuff. And you might be holding me back, all that kind of stuff. It kind of is erasing all that I know I worked on in their mind. And I think that was just very difficult.
Okay, we got another question. All right. When it comes to boundaries, like let's say the whole belittling thing, how do you guys deal with that?
All right. So this is actually something that I've been working on with my therapist. She's very proud of me for how I've been setting boundaries lately. But especially my last relationship, also in my first relationship, I didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to enforce boundaries, and I didn't know how to let my significant other be aware of my boundaries. So a part of me did blame myself because I felt, oh, they didn't know, so it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. And after a while, the person just gets so used to overstepping those boundaries that they don't even think about it anymore, so that when you do try to enforce those boundaries, it's almost they feel you're becoming a different person. And that is a huge reason why my last relationship fell apart, was because I started enforcing those boundaries, and I started to question things, and I started speaking up about certain things. And he even told me that he was like, "I don't remember you being this. Were you this when we were living together in the apartment? You've changed so much. I don't being around you anymore." All of these hurtful things, just because I was setting boundaries and letting him know that he was making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The whole thing of "you've changed."
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up. Exactly.
Stop, please.
Yeah, no, that part really hurt me, because that triggered a lot of my anxiety, because I was the kind of person who wanted to make him feel better and cater to all of his needs. And when I started actually focusing on myself and realizing that I need to take a step back and realize that I am letting him take advantage of me and he is mistreating me, that's when I started to really see him for who he was. And when I would try to enforce those boundaries, he would push back and he would blatantly disregard them. And that is a huge red flag of mine. So that's something that I look for, and I'm so grateful that now I don't have to deal with that when I have a certain boundary, he respects it. And it's a clear distinction between my last relationship and now. And because of him, I've been able to embrace my boundaries a little bit more, and respect myself a little bit more, and realize that it's okay to have boundaries, and you're not a bad human being for setting those boundaries. I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah. So I was kind of the same when I started enforcing boundaries and telling him how I was feeling uncomfortable, especially with things with the musical and everything. And this is way too much. What is going on? But when I tried to enforce boundaries, it was, you had changed. You're a different person. I want you to change this about yourself. I want you to do this. It was basically gaslighting in the purest form it can be, in those long text messages of, this is not acceptable. I don't want this to happen.
The long messages.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Me of something, if I could interject. One red flag of mine, which I just remembered, is when, again, expressing your feelings and trying to talk about things and communicate concerns, and then you're shut down because of it, and your feelings are not validated. There was one time where I sent the typical long text about how you're feeling, and albeit I shouldn't have had a conversation like that over the phone or through text, and instead of responding, an adult, he sent the iMessage pool game.
What?
Excuse me?
Yeah, the little eight
The little,
ball
yeah,
game.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I found out this after the fact, but he had sent it and laughed about it and just joked about it.
Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Thought he was being funny.
That's not funny.
That's not funny, sir.
That's
Excuse
crazy.
me?
If it's funny, laugh.
Exactly.
Nobody's
We're
laughing.
not laughing. Exactly.
Another big red flag. Don't get caught up in someone saying, I want an open relationship.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, you just brought up a lot of unhappy memories.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later.
She's like, I'm out. Peace.
No, I'm dipping out of
Yeah,
that
it's like I'm
immediately.
good. See ya.
Wait, can I say something? So, just to not shame anyone, open
Yeah,
relationships
that's fine.
are
Exactly.
totally
Totally
fine,
fine,
as
yeah.
long as it is communicated and
It's like
is
mutual.
Mutual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're both consenting to it.
Right. Yeah.
So this was a big red flag, but I was at the point where my ex we were already having problems. We were already falling apart. We wanted to stay together specifically to hold our friend group in high school together. That was the main reason. And also I didn't want things to be awkward. His parents got along with mine and I didn't want anything. Yeah, I didn't want to stir the pot or anything, but there was a moment that I think I lost my love for him completely. He said to me one day, we're in his car after school. It's in the pool parking lot. And he said to me, I want to do an open relationship. And at first I didn't really know what it meant because I knew about it, but I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Just a quick question as the inexperienced person. Is open relationship like both of you are dating the third person as well?
No, that's polyamory. That's
So you're just you're allowed to date other people.
You're allowed
like
to see
each separately.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're allowed to date other people separately. He kind of said this, I want to do an open relationship, but you would still be my girlfriend. You'd still be the girl that means the most to me. That's how he manipulates you. You still be the girl that be the most to me.
So basically, he just wants side hoes.
Bingo. Exactly.
But then he pulled up this girl on his phone who I knew from our high school. And he had told,
Oh, he already had plans.
oh yeah, he
Oh,
already
he
had
knew, yeah.
plans.
Oh.
Thinking about
He was
this.
ready.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He showed it and I started kind of liking this girl. And would it be okay if we were in an open relationship? Of course I said no. Who would say yes to that?
mine.
Exactly.
But and this is the one time he's actually kind of respectful after he says that, and I won't give it to him. But even that, it's horrible to begin with. He's okay. I understand. We won't do it, but I mean, I still kind of care, but I'll try to suppress it or whatever shit. And he actually did go up to and ask her about something, and
Well, there you go.
denied him. I just remember that
He tried.
and so that was one of the biggest red flags for me. And then after that, I started losing every feelings for him.
As
It
you
was just
should.
this kind of when married couples stay together just so the kid won't be impacted. That was literally us. We were staying together so the friend group wouldn't be impacted. That was it. And after that moment, we weren't even in love anymore. We weren't even a thing anymore. And then eventually, of course, that led to my friends to lovers trope, having another guy friend be around me and actually be a respectable person. And he literally told my boyfriend off with the whole Susical thing, saying, "You're insane. What are you thinking? This is literally theater." That was the moment I'm so grateful you did that. having a male friend actually be reasonable and say, this is not just a guy thing that's happening. This is a you thing.
Yeah.
To my ex, this is a you thing, was impactful. But yeah,
Exactly.
that is a big red flag. And if anyone ever does that to you, get out. If you don't want it, get out.
Leave.
And now I will let you.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
Go off.
Oh gosh, I don't even really know where to start. So there were signs throughout the relationship. My ex and I, we were together on and off for 4 years. It was a lengthy relationship and it felt decade. And during that time, we were, when we broke up the first time, he went back to an ex-girlfriend. And that's when I cut him off. And then I heard that they had broken up. And then he came crawling back to me.
Of course.
And we started talking again. And I had completely forgotten all of the red flags and gotten back into the relationship. And he cheated on me with that ex. And I walked in on them.
What?
What?
Yes. So she was coming back from college. It was her spring break or something, fall break, I forget. I think it was fall break because it was a week or two before my birthday. And I was hanging out with a friend that night because they wanted to be alone. So I wasn't allowed there. And so I got this really sick feeling in my stomach and I knew it was my intuition. So I drove to his apartment, and it was his mom's apartment, but he was the only one living there, so he got the space to himself. And I walked in on them, and they were asleep, naked, on the couch. And so,
Sleep. That like.
well, after they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thankfully, I didn't walk in on it
On
happening,
that, yeah, that was, yeah.
but still, seeing them naked together triggered a lot of feelings, obviously. But I stayed in the relationship because I felt that it was my fault. And so I harbored a lot of anxiety because of it. And I would get jealous of him talking to other people. And he would, I found out later on that he would even secretly reach out to someone that he was never in a relationship with, but was childhood friends with, and he had wanted to be in a relationship with her, and he would supposedly make fake Facebook accounts and message her and try to break up her and her husband. And I found out this after we had already broken up the second time. And so he did these things behind my back. And then towards the end of the relationship, when I started to see him for who he was and started setting my boundaries, I remember we were on a road trip to meet his father so I could meet his father in Florida. And we're about maybe half an hour to his father's house. And he starts talking to me about how he wants an open relationship and how he wants to be with other girls. And my mind immediately went back to him cheating on me.
Yeah.
I mean, how could it not?
Exactly.
Let's be
It's going to bring it
honest.
back to those
That's
memories, yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, so all I could think about was how he's probably thinking about other girls while he's with me.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of other signs. Again, going back to there's nothing wrong with an open relationship, but a huge red flag is when you're hiding it and not communicating those feelings, because
That's practically cheating.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. If you're thinking about doing something with someone else, that means you're not loyal.
Right.
And loyalty is everything in a relationship.
Definitely.
That is messed up. That is messed up.
Wow.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I got another question.
All right.
We got, how many red flags did it take for you to realize that there was a problem?
One too many.
I was gonna say far too many.
Far too many. Exactly.
Far too many.
Far too many.
Matt, do you want to say something?
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is going to go back to the boundaries thing as well. There were many times when we were dating in my most recent relationship where we would try to talk about things that were bothering us. And again, I had said sometimes I would suppress those emotions if she had said, "Oh yeah, you're not up to my level. I don't," all that kind of stuff. And that would really upset me. And then she would tell me the next time we saw each other, "Oh, you could vent to me if you want, because I know I probably pissed you off and made you angry," all that kind of stuff. And I would respectfully try to be like, "Yeah, that really hurt. I wish you wouldn't have said that. How much I've worked on how many things I'm doing currently and really trying to just have a great, productive life. And it really felt that didn't mean anything to you." And then whenever I would say stuff, then she would turn it on me like I was the problem. And then that made it even
Manipulation.
Exactly. But yeah, that's very hurtful when you're going through those things. And I think, again, it's hard with this situation because we were such close friends before we started dating that I wanted, and she has and had, I think in the end she's a good person, but just the way she treated me was not great. And I think that's kind of the hard balance I have with it, is that I know deep down that I know I it's hard because I think just circumstances going on with how she was thinking led her to treat me the way that she treated me. I don't think that's an excuse, and I don't think it should be. But I know it's hard, but it makes it hard to be on the receiving end of that, I had said. And I think the biggest thing with that is, again, I would express my concerns to her, and then she would tell me, "Oh, well, what about how I'm feeling?" Or all you do is talk about yourself. But I've tried to make it to, I've been here asking, how can we improve this relationship? I really am very committed to wanting to make this work. I want to make you feel seen. I want to make you feel heard. And then it was always just, "Oh, well, you haven't done that yet within the span of a week, so you can't do that. You never can."
You're trying.
And I'm trying.
You, as a guy, you are literally putting yourself out there. I want this relationship to work. I am trying so hard, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work.
Exactly.
But she's the one that's not seeing it.
Exactly.
And knowing you as a person, you are one of the most considerate men I've ever met in my entire life.
That means a lot. Thank you.
So you're not the problem.
Yeah.
No, you are not the problem.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. But yeah, that was very hurtful, just because, again, it would always turn on me that, "Oh, well, you're not trying. What all you do is think about how you're feeling, but not about how I'm feeling. You should be more considerate." But then, like I said, I would always, before I even said anything about myself, how can I make this better so it works for both of us?
Right.
And again, I could never get an answer. It was a no-win situation. It was, "Oh, well, you haven't, so you can't." And I can't do anything with that.
So, Matt, again, I think at the end of the day, it's really important that we've both had experiences with red flags, and it's both things that guys and girls experience. And relationships are hard, they're difficult, and we get that, but it's at least something that we can both see and have common ground with. And that's really important.
For sure. So I think we can grow from it, and that's why it's a good learning experience.
Yeah, 100%. So, with that, I think it's finally time to come to an end.
Okay.
I want to thank Madison.
Thank you so much for coming on. This was awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Of course, of course. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this second episode of His Boots, Her Heels. We are so glad to be back. We hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and remember to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We got some things coming your way, so catch us next time on the latest episode of His Boots, Her Heels. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.